Sabrina is the owner of Cowboy Campground. She sees the beauty and mission behind this and bought it a few years ago to keep the legacy going.
Cowboy Campground is working on great programs and events, including working with the Idaho Veterans Network, the Idaho Backcountry Veterans, and the VFW and other family and faith-based organizations.
They also host weddings, retreats, clinics, and seminars, horse and group camping events, as well as free and discounted summer camps for 4-H and youth events to give back to the local and larger community.
Through the generous financial support of the original stakeholders, the land title was provisionally secured in August 2020, and many improvements have already been made.
The next major goal is to raise enough funds to continue upgrading the park and write grants so that the land and the resources can be transferred into our trust. Through fundraising, private donations, sponsorships, and corporate gifts, Legacy Park Trust will be able to protect this resources for generations to come.
A trust account has been created whose sole purpose will be to hold donations in trust until such time enough money has been raised for the buyout.
If you feel inclined to help, please share at www.cowboycampground.com and we will link that in the description. Here are just a few of the stories being shared by the veterans that have been impacted by Cowboy Campground.
We're constantly challenged by brands that submit to trending ideologies instead of standing firm in American values. When heading outdoors this summer, we know a brand that you can trust.
GameGuard is an outdoor apparel brand that provides cool and comfortable clothing that allows you to enjoy the outdoors without worrying about compromising your values. GameGuard has developed apparel that performs for hardworking Americans while maintaining superior style for time out with your friends.
From shirts, pants, caps, and coolers, GameGuard creates each product with an emphasis on quality and durability. GameGuard is the outdoor brand that you can trust.
It's high quality
and it's extremely durable.
Our listeners get an exclusive discount on everything GameGuard has to offer. You can visit GameGuard.net/GGR or you can type in GGR at checkout for 10% off your order.
Again, that's GameGuard.net/GGR for 10% off or type in GGR at checkout. That's GameGuard.net/GGR.
GameGuard, outdoor apparel for everyday adventures.
Yeah, my name is Tom Ford, and I served in the military starting in 1969. When I did get deployed, there was not a lot of hubbub about it in my family. We all kind of realized that I was either going to Vietnam or Korea or Germany, somewhere like that. I ended up in Korea. Present day, been working with the Cowboy Campground up in Idaho City and helping various teams there have successful events, and I look forward to doing that in the future.
My name is Jill Medessian, actually Jill Gressley Medessian, and I'm a former Army PFC then specialist turned sergeant with the Army. And I enlisted in the military because I was looking for help with my education, raising some money. I wanted to travel. So I was really fortunate to be able to be stationed overseas in Germany. And being stationed overseas is just an amazing experience, and you get to bond with people from the States because it's something common, it's something very special and familiar to you. And I was able to meet people from all over the world. I came in contact with the Cowboy Campground, and specifically the Cowboy Campground at Legacy Park. And the history of that property is just phenomenal. A veteran and hanging out with his buddies and keeping that property together with his buddies to stay bonded, to stay connected. Yeah, people stay connected on Facebook, but to go up to that property and be away from, quote, civilization, if you would, and just to be out in the mountains and, not only commune with nature, but really commune with one another. And so to have a space where you can go and you can be safe, you can be yourself, you can be with your friends, with your veterans, because what I learned in the Army is that you were bound and you were friends forever and you had each other's back forever.
Hello, my name's Chief Reyes, Chief Warrant Officer 2 Reyes, United States Army. I got a couple questions here that I was asked to answer, and some simple things are. First question I was received was, why did you enlist in the military? Well, that's a long question and a long answer. In 2008, things were kind of tough, and overall, I decided I wanted to support my country and do what was best for my family. So I decided to join the military. It's been a great decision. It's been 16 years, so it's not an easy life, but it's a decision that I made, and that's the one that I decided to stick with. Second question I was asked is where I served. I've been in multiple states. I was started off as Army Reserve, and from the Army Reserve I went over to AGR, which stands for the Active Guard Reserve Program, which is reserves status, but it's full active duty, which I have to move every 3 years, so that puts a strain on your family life overall. But it's a great job. You get to go to, I've been to California, been to San Antonio, been to Connecticut, been to Cincinnati, I've been to Philadelphia, I've been to New York, I've been to a lot of other places, and then finally I ended up here in Idaho, which I decided to stay with my family. I haven't been deployed, haven't been overseas. I volunteered, but I'm military, family, and I'm a 915 Alpha now, which transitioned from a 63 Bravo to a 91 Bravo, which means that I'm a wheeled mechanic, so ground surface equipment. So they ended up contracting all that stuff out, so I don't get an opportunity to get deployed a lot. But I did volunteer in the past 16 years, and every time I volunteered, they said no, we contracted that out. So is there someone that served with me that I remember the most or I'm fondly of? There's lots of folks. I mean, you become your own family. When you first serve, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know the people that you're coming in contact with, but the most important part is that you're in the struggle together. So no matter what, you got a new brother or a new sister, a thicker family, tougher family, and you're going through and you're getting all the bumps and grinds and the bruises together all the way through. So I can tell you that overall, you need mentorship. So in the United States military, to make it to 16 years where I'm at now, or even to make it to 32 years, which some of my friends have gone, but they're my mentors. They're CW5s, which is the top rank that I can get to. I'm a 2. I'm striving to get there, but my friends are master sergeants and sergeant majors, and they've been in the Army 20 plus years already, and it's difficult to get to. But you can't do it without mentorship. You can't do it without your family. You can't do it without your friends. So my advice overall is to make a friend with somebody that you admire, someone that you look up to, someone that can be your mentor, and stick with that person. And I've learned so much from the ranks that are 2, 3 above me. And back in the day, we used to clip the next rank under our collar that we wanted to go to, and that's been lost to this generation overall. But I always kept 2 ranks higher. I always want to go further than where I am. I don't want to stay where I am at. I want to go 2 times as high. So if I could put CW4 underneath my collar, then I would do that. I don't know if I'll make CW5. It's a little political at that point. There's not that many positions open for me. But overall, find someone that you can stand, because we're all trying to find a buddy that can stand our nonsense overall. But mentorship is huge. And my last question that was asked is, what does the cowboy campground mean to me? Well, when I was stationed in Connecticut, I met my wife, and she was a show jumper, and she was in English riding, and she's been into horses her whole life. So, like I talked about, you make friends and family when you're in the military, and I found my wife when I was in one of these states serving, and so I support her in all that she does, and she supports me in all that I do. So I support Cowboy Campground because it means a lot to her. It means a lot to me too, because it makes her happy, and there's lots of wonderful people here, and Sabrina's really great. She's a wonderful person to be around, and I would say if you have an opportunity, join the club, come out here and visit, see it for yourself, because if you don't see it with your own eyes, you're missing something. But thank you for your time.